I had somebody contact me from LinkedIn. He has 100 venues. He knows me, but he says, I've been tracking your progress. He said he's been tracking my progress and called me in to speak to him from LinkedIn. So you must get on LinkedIn. That's where all the management names are. If you want to research finance, that's where they are. Okay. You also can go on to Indeed and look at other advertised jobs as well. But if you want to create a role for yourself, you have to network. This job that I'm talking about, where the 46 staff were, I didn't apply for a job there. I never applied for no job there. I emailed him with regards to work, whether he wanted somebody to come and do some training for his company. I emailed him and he called me in to speak to me. So when I went in, I spoke to him and he wanted some quotations. I gave him some quotations. Then he said to me, why don't you work for us? And my business wasn't all that strong at that point in time, and I wanted to get the national trainer experience. And I said, okay, yeah. A couple of weeks later, I had a phone call. No job advertised. I had a phone call. Can you come in and speak to us, please? We want to call you in for an informal interview. I got to the interview, I went there, had my coat on, sat down. There's two people. I was expecting to see one person. There's two people sitting there. Sat down, and it was hot in the office. And she said, "You okay?" He asked me a question straight away. Bang, question. I was like thrown off a little bit. Did you get nervous? And I says, hold on a minute. I says, she says, are you okay, Vic? I says, yeah. I said, tell you what, just get me a glass of water. Hot, walking down, bang, fire away. That interview was supposed to be for 40 minutes. I spent 3 hours in there, and they gave me the job. 3 hours I spent in there explaining about different qualifications that they wanted to know about. She brought somebody with her who knew about qualifications. I knew about them because I got my own company, and I was explaining to him and every question that he asked, he's from London, so he's saying, Vikas, can you give us an example of good communication skills? That's one question. Can you give us an example of teamwork, where you've worked in a team? Can you give us an example of how to, that example. So you have to think when you're answering questions on your interviews and examples. So I have to draw back on examples and experience that I've had. Now, what I'm going to say is this, and my point is this, no job advertised. When they asked me to go to Dudley, no job advertised. I created my own role. It was my own role. No, I'm not saying that you can't do that. You can do that. It's about developing a resilient attitude. Resilient meaning, have you ever had one of those small balls and you put it on the floor and it comes back to your hand? Have you ever had one of those balls? Boom, bang, bang. Kids, ball, boom, bang, boom, boom. You have to be able to bounce back. Sometimes you will be rejected. So what? You go to the next one. You get better. My sister says to me, she says, I learned about where I was getting things wrong and got better at my interviews. I failed a few and I got better. When you were children, when you were kids, when you were babies, when you was 1 year old, you was crawling and then you stood up and then you fell back down again. And your brain said, stand up. And you stood up again and you fell back down again. And you stood up again. You had a resilient attitude. Your parents didn't say to you, you will never walk again. They never said that to you, did they? Your brain never said, you will never walk again. No, you get back up and walk. Do you follow what I'm trying to say to you? Resilience, the attitude to bounce back. It doesn't matter what feedback you have from somebody else. You have to have resilience to bounce back from each interview. The more you throw out, the more spec letters you throw out. You know, your CV, you shouldn't have one type of CV. Who's got one type of CV? I have a CV for teaching. I have a CV for youth work. I have a CV for, because I've done all these things. I have a CV for security. I have a management CV. I have a customer service related CV. So I can sort of go into any area. So I don't have one type of CV. Why? Because skills are transferable. All your skills that you do are transferable. And sometimes you just tweak the words a little bit, customer service. Sustainability, resilience, sustainability. As long as you can keep on firing out those seeds, CVs, spec letters, telling them what you can do, you even sometimes give them an offer that is irresistible. Your offer that is irresistible may be, I'll give you a month's trial. Give me a 2-week trial. They've got nothing to lose. They aren't going to pay you for 2 weeks. Once they know after 2 weeks that you're doing a great job, they'll go, oh, this person's good. We could offer her a role and we know it would benefit the company. No one wants to pay you for nothing. Remember that. Nobody wants to pay you for nothing. They want to know that you are doing something for their company that's supporting them, even if it's agency work, even if it's care work. No one's going to pay you for nothing. It's something you've got to do. So you can say to them, give me a 2-week trial. They got 2 weeks free out of you. Now we did some of these projects in Wales where we did 2-week placement for free. After 2 weeks, 70% of them got jobs. So offer them, give them something that they put it in your spec letter. I'll do a 2-week trial for free, and then you decide. I was out with my family some years ago in India. We're going back to 1991, and I remember walking into a shop. In India, you've got a lot of beggars, so some of you would know in your own countries, beggars constantly don't leave you alone. Yeah? A little boy, that high, came to me like this. I says to him, go away, you know, because they're constantly pestering you. They don't leave you alone when you go to town. And they know when you come from England, they know, don't they? Yeah? They know who you are. Even the shopkeepers know who you are. So I'm in the shop and he stands out. The shopkeeper doesn't come in the shop, but he's there. I said, I'm not going to give you no money. Go, just go. 15 minutes, still there. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. No, he's still standing there. He's still standing there. Yeah? I ignore him. 45 minutes, Fagwara. 45 minutes, he's still there. I look at him and I'm rubbing my head. So I says, all right, okay, here you go. 45 minutes he was still there. But you know why I gave him money? Because he taught me something. Yeah. He had enough time. But you know what? He taught me something. That's why I gave him money. You know what he taught me? He taught me resilience. That little boy showed me something. So I said, if you show me something, I will give you something. Now I know from there. Think about this, all your experiences in life, every single one, I don't know what they are, they're invaluable. You know, your experiences are like gold, they're inside. He taught me something, so I gave him some money. I thought that was amazing, because I now know that if I want to be recognized by an employer, I need to get in front of them. Not do that, but get in front of them so they know I'm here. And that will be by either networking and going to see them. By networking or going to see them. It will make you more equipped. All right. Now, there's an old saying. We have a warehouse of resources within us. We have a big warehouse inside here. And inside, we only go in with a pen light on. We have to go inside, switch on the floodlights. We've got it there, we know what to do, but we don't do it. Okay, so take action here.